at 6 a.m. Take a look at your screen. We're keeping a close eye on a snow system heading our way here in the next 24 hours. And because of it, our weather team is issuing a KARE 11 weather impact alert starting tomorrow morning.
Let's welcome you in. Jason Hackett alongside Alicia Lewis. John is out in the backyard. He's been watching all the models come in over the last couple of hours, and it really depends on where you are in the state, John, in terms of those impacts.
Yeah, it does. We got a lot of new information here this morning. National Weather Service likes to do a lot of their updates at 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning, and that happened again this morning. So we'll talk about what that means for you. 36 degrees right now. It is warm. It is starting to shift out of the north, but it's a transition. Today is what I always call the transition day. It's still a nice day. It's just not in the 60s like yesterday. 50 degrees, enjoy it. It's northeast winds. More importantly, you can just drive to work and enjoy that. 39 in Bemidji, 44. How about 60 in Rochester? So we're going from 60 in Rochester to that new update this morning, which is going to be a blizzard warning down there. So blizzard warning in effect in Jackson, Mankato. This is going to be just south of the metro. When you get down towards maybe Northfield is the start of this blizzard warning. You can see the winter weather advisory in the metro, so we'll map this all out for you. Could be a very busy morning on the roads to the south tomorrow, Cece.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to keep track of road conditions and live cameras down there. I'll have that all for you tomorrow morning. Right now, things are pretty quiet, except this situation in New Brighton. A stalled vehicle popped up about 5 minutes ago. 694 westbound, not too far from Silver Lake Road. I'd stay away from this far right lane and kind of stay left as you are in this area over the next 15 minutes or so if this is in your commute. But the commute in this area toward Highway 65, Central Avenue, Highway 252 is still pretty quiet. So keep that in mind as you head out the door too. Otherwise, not seeing any more crashes or slowing across the metro. But when I do see you just after 6:15, we'll talk about some slowing that could happen tonight on Highway 36. Alicia.
Cece, thank you. Well, as we wake up this morning, we're tracking developments in the 2-week search for a missing college student in Punta Cana that's now getting national attention.
In a matter of hours here, a judge will decide if a Minnesota college student being questioned about the disappearance will be released. Joshua Reeby, a senior at St. Cloud State, is believed to be the last person to see 20-year-old Sudiksha Kananki. Right now, he's being held inside his hotel room as a person of interest. Audrey Russo joins us now with new details coming in overnight. Audrey, what do we know?
Yeah, Joshua Reeby is scheduled to face a judge at 1 this afternoon, our time. Dominican outlets say his attorneys are expected to beg for his freedom. The 22-year-old from Iowa spent the last 24 hours being questioned about Sudiksha Kananki's disappearance. Take a look at this. This March 6th surveillance video you see is the last time she was spotted alive in Punta Cana. Reeby's in it too. He told investigators a large wave swept the two out to sea. For the last week and a half, Reeby's passport has been confiscated, and the St. Cloud State student hasn't been allowed to leave his hotel room without an escort. Now, this past weekend, he was spotted surveying the beach with investigators, but because there's no foul play suspected, Reeby's attorneys will argue that he should be allowed to return home. Now, Reeby's home community of Rock Rapids, Iowa, I should say, is coming to his defense. I found a post on the Lyon County Sheriff's Facebook page. They attribute the message of support to Reeby's friends. Comments on that post when I last looked in the last 30 minutes or so are still disabled at this point. So the U.S. State Department isn't commenting on Reeby's status. They're saying that this is a private case. Kananki's parents, however, are asking police in the Dominican Republic to declare their daughter legally dead. So that's in the last 24 hours, a sad update.
Very sad.
Just heartbreaking. They were obviously hoping for the best, but it doesn't look like it's going to turn out that way.
All right, Audrey, thanks for that update. And for the very latest on this story, you can watch us right here on KARE 11 and our app, KARE 11 Plus. Just download it on your TV and watch for free.
Now to another big story happening in just 3 hours, the start of what could be the final day of the massive Feeding Our Future fraud trial. It
all starts with the main co-defendant taking the stand for the very last time. Michelle Beck is live at the federal court building this morning as this trial, Michelle, is starting to wrap up today.
Well, yeah, certainly right, Jason, Alicia. Court resumes this morning with cross-examination, and with closing arguments, we expect the jury to get the case around lunchtime. I took a look at the court schedule this morning. USA versus Amy Buck sits just on top of the case against her co-defendant Salim Saeed. The former restaurant owner's jury trial also starts for a final day at 9 a.m. Just yesterday, we saw Saeed testify in his own defense as prosecutors grilled him on alleged fraud. He admitted he got rich off the $16 million he and others got in federal child nutrition money through their sponsor Feeding Our Future. Saeed tried to show how it was possible to serve all those claims up to 6,000 meals every day of the week. And of course, guys, Amy Bach is the former executive director of Feeding Our Future. She wrapped her cross-examination last week. Back to you.
Michelle, thanks for that update. Well, new overnight, the fragile ceasefire in Gaza shatters as Israel launches new strikes. The country is now promising increased military forces against Hamas. The death toll there is rising this morning. The Palestinian Health Ministry saying more than 400 people have been killed, including women and children. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office says that the new attacks are because of Hamas's repeated refusals to release its hostages. And as tensions escalate in Gaza right now, President Trump will be trying to broker a ceasefire deal in another war. The president's expected to speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin today. He wants Putin to accept a 30-day ceasefire that Ukraine agreed to last week.
Well, happening at the state capitol this morning, Minnesota's disability community will rally at 10 a.m. for Disability Services Day. This comes just hours before a group of legislators will introduce the Minnesotans with Disabilities Act. This morning also marks day 2 of Senator Amy Klobuchar's rural economy tour. She'll be joined by Senator Tina Smith this afternoon in Willmar to discuss the response to the bird flu. And tonight, Governor Walz will be in Eau Claire for another town hall. The event will be focused on the influence of Elon Musk in the Wisconsin Supreme Court race.